Hello.
Hey, I can hear you. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
uh, yeah, I was still on the phone with my lady.
Oh, no
she
problem, no
was,
problem. I thought you fell
she
asleep.
was,
I was like,
she, yeah,
no.
I was too much stuff going on.
My bad. No, you're good. I mean, thank you.
No, no,
But
no. I finished the show, and then I was getting my little drink, and then I was like trying to put the albums that just dropped in my library, and then I had to log in to make sure my Call of Duty beta was on. It's just too much shit going on at one time, and then I
you're
was in the
good.
bathroom.
It's all good, man. It's all
Yeah.
good.
One of the albums I was waiting for, I went to make sure it came out. So I checked it and I added it to my library.
Which one's that?
West Side Gun, and then You Pray for Me. It's the name of it.
Okay, okay. And then you
Yeah,
pray for me.
yeah,
West Side Gun. All right. I didn't know that. Check that out.
man. He's been
Yes,
hyping
sir.
it up. He did like a 3-part video blog of building for the album. I haven't seen nobody do that in a while. So
What, like a
hope the
freestyle, you
album.
mean?
No, no,
What do you
no.
mean?
Just a video blog of him recording process. Him at
Oh,
freaking
really?
another country. Just everything. Dude's like into art and wrestling and all type of shit. So yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah,
West
pretty
Side
dope.
Gun. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
I really like
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Is he part of
So
Griselda?
yeah, that's his shit.
That's his shit. Okay, okay. It's
Well, I
Griselda.
mean,
Okay.
him, Conway, and Benny the Butcher, but he's like the.
Conway. Really
But
Bush.
now they all
Gotcha.
three have their own like entities, and they all come together for Griselda. But
Right,
but like
right,
that's
right, right.
Griselda's his. Like yeah, yeah. I think him and
Right.
him and Conway the Machine are brothers,
Really?
and Benny is their cousin.
Okay.
So they're all family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's crazy. I
Yeah,
didn't know that. I did not know that. I knew they were all affiliated, didn't know their family.
yeah, yeah. All fam.
Yeah, that uh so that Drake album, get into that. I listened to the things you sent me. Just anything I sent you? Probably not, because you're busy. Busy guy.
Yeah, because you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna listen to the interview because I was like, I got an hour. I'm gonna listen to the interview, but
Well, I could
my
show
lady
two
was
on
watching.
here
So,
and just get your reaction. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
If you're
yeah. Whatever
down,
you want to do.
you know what I mean? Like if you're down to do that, because we talked pretty much, and I listened to the Ebro interview, which I
Yeah.
probably cut a little bit in here, which is funny because he's going to cut a little bit of Joe Budden, and I haven't seen Joe Budden's coverage, but I know the um, the depths of beef they've had.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Joe Budden and Drake are affiliated, or not?
Now you kind of put me onto it, but
Okay,
I just remember a long time ago the fans, some of Drake's fans, like actually finding Joe Budden's address and kind of running up on him on his car.
oh, is that what happened? I saw that
I remember,
video.
yeah, I remember
Drake
that.
fans.
Yeah.
So like it was like from when started following, it started with when Drake dropped that album called it was in 2015. It was called uh uh what was it? I know you were here. What the fuck was it called? I don't
Nothing was the
even
same.
know the one after that. If you're reading this,
If
it's
you're
too
reading this,
late.
it's too late.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's
Mm.
the album. Around that time, it was the whole Meek Mill shit. That album release had the Meek Mill, had the ghostwriting controversy before it,
Mm.
right before the album came out. Um, Joe Budden got started. That was around the time his podcast started getting really big because I think that's what got made him big was that he was intentionally dissing Drake and he
Mm.
was recording albums at the time.
Mm.
Like he did three. Me and Watch did the research today. We were talking about it because I thought it was five, but he looked on his Apple Music and there were three albums like Love Lost, Long Gone. Have you ever heard those albums? He did three albums,
Mm.
and each album are like Drake disses. They're all three. He did three
Three
albums to
albums.
Drake. Drake never
Jeez,
responded. Drake never responded.
that sounds like obsession.
Exactly. But he's a fan. That's what showed you he's a fan because he would say things that were like, whoa, like what is he saying? But he was saying that same shit that he was saying now. But he was saying
Mm.
kind of against song, like you're not real, you're not this, that, whatever.
Mm.
But like you're not like real rap music, whatever. It made him feel like, outcasted, I feel. Because he would always talk about how he loved Joe Budden. Growing up, he would listen
Mm.
to him and this and that. He was a fan.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's like, um, I think it's such a hard thing for Drake to take now, just like the Pusha T
Mm-hmm.
thing, right? He was a Pusha T fan. We all know that. He bought
Mm-hmm.
some microphone that Pusha T used to have,
Mm-hmm.
or one of them used to have, one of the Clips members. You know that he's a fan. So that's what I think it hurts him so much. But at the same time, it's like Joe Budden was trying to get a response from Drake, and Drake was being so petty, like, I'm not gonna respond to you. You're lower than me. That's what
Yeah, I'm not gonna
happened.
give you that. I'm not gonna give you that promotion.
But at the same time, what he would do was he would like on his like, in his Instagram or his Twitter, he would show videos of like him chilling at a there's a video I remember recently came up where he Drake was at a wedding, like this very posh wedding on a cliffside somewhere, someone's wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and they're playing Pump It Up, pump
Mm-hmm.
it up. And
Yeah.
he's like recording, and someone's recording Drake. That's the video you see. Drake is recording, going like, see Joe, this is what's going on right now with your music. Like he just basically like he'll do shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
but he won't address the situation personally, which is like very
Mm-hmm.
Drake, very Drake.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's what he, anyway, we're talking about the post that Drake wrote that was towards Joe Budden's review of this new album called
Yeah.
For the Dogs, and it was uh very highly criticized album of Drake's, but Joe Budden made some comments, and what happened? Drake responded with a text, or what was it, a Twitter message? What was that on?
I want to say maybe a Twitter or maybe Instagram.
Right, it was one of
Not
those
sure.
publications.
Yeah.
He ended up writing a whole like fucking essay. It was a song, bro. That's what that guy
Mm.
on Ebro said. He goes, "That could have been a
Yeah.
song,"
Yeah.
which is facts.
Yeah.
That's a long ass written statement.
And they got on there low key, like, they rock with Drake. So it's kind of like
I don't know who Low Key is. I saw him on this interview. He seemed like he wasn't that
he's been
happy.
around for he's been around for because he's one of those that's waiting for Drake to drop that like super hip hop. I think
Gotcha.
that'd be super hip hop. I think where it's just all rap. I don't At this point I don't even think it's got to be super lyrical. None of that. It's just they just kind of want to all rap. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Not none of the singing and not
from
none of
what
that.
from what I got from the interview, I felt like he wanted more growth.
Yeah,
Like
and that too.
he wanted
Yeah,
more like
take a risk. We'll do something different,
just
and
like
not as far as like
yeah,
music wise, but rap wise.
especially
It's
with the
like you're
kid.
sticking to the same formula. You know what I'm saying?
He will. He's gonna have to.
Hmm. Well, if he doesn't, if it sells and he makes money, he doesn't have to.
No, I'm just saying is that he just doesn't have that life experience yet. He's later on. He just had a kid, but like just like Joe Budden rebutted, the last thing Joe Budden said was, "Wait till your kids grow up. You'll understand." That's what he said. That's what the last thing that was ever said. That's what Joe Budden replied to that big ass, long ass fucking thing that
Mm,
Drake did. He put,
mm.
uh, when your kids get older, you'll understand.
Maybe
And
he
that was
will,
it.
maybe he won't.
And yeah, maybe not, but I feel like he will. Like everyone else, he will. It's just that's the whole
Mm,
thing. That's the whole thing. Like he's late. He had kids late. You know what I mean? Everyone had kids early. Everyone else had kids early.
yeah,
Maybe not Jay-Z. I don't know how early he had kids, but my
yeah,
whole
because
thing is
later
you know what I mean? It's just like
his first I mean his daughter are the same age. So in 2000, he had his first kid in 2011. And he was if I was in 2011, if I'm 31, he was 41.
are you saying you're the same age as Jay-Z?
No, he's 10 years older than me.
Oh, what were you saying? I didn't understand.
Jay-Z, his first kid was in 2011.
Right.
Yeah, and he's 40. He's 42 at that age in 2011.
He was 42?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Interesting.
So I think he's 10 years older than me. So he's about to be 53. So, but that's late. That's late to be having kids. But
Right.
he's he in if I'm 30 in 2011. If I'm 31, Beyonce's 31 because she's like 10 years younger than him. I think maybe
When
12.
did he get with Beyonce? How old was he when he got with Beyonce?
A lot of people are saying it was like she was like maybe 20.
Oh, so okay.
But they just kept it kind of like hearsay, she say. Maybe didn't nobody was sure for a long time. But
He was way older than that.
huh?
He's way older than that.
What's that?
How old is Jay-Z to Beyonce?
Well, he's like 10 or 12 years older than her.
Oh, okay.
Because she's my
Well,
age. She's my age.
going off on subject.
No, but I'm saying she's 40, she's 43 or like 42. That might be like a year older than her.
Yeah, no, I feel you,
So
but I'm just more concerned about like with Jay-Z, with comparing Jay-Z's life experience to Drake's. Like Drake was young when he got that money. He was like 19, right?
um,
Yeah, he was like 19. He's young when he got that money. And so he's just been living it up this whole time. And now he's a kid. So we'll see how that changes him. We just gotta have it, we just gotta give it time. But everyone's
yeah,
upset about this, which is according to that interview you sent me, Ebro, in the
mhm.
morning and fucking
But Ebro
uh
made comment. Ebro made sense of it. He's
he
like,
did. He
"Why are
did.
you guys so upset? He's been doing what he's been doing."
And he's right at the end of his comments, he said something like, you get mad when people switch it up. You do get mad,
Exactly.
like when you get older, like they didn't like the Kendrick album.
Yeah,
I liked it. I didn't know people didn't like it. I guess they didn't,
I like it.
but I didn't know the general consensus was that people didn't like that album. I didn't know that.
I think too. A lot of times I think it's about like your like you say, your experiences. Because I remember when people were like 50, will you ever rap about more, stuff that's closer to you, like your family, your kids? Because like I haven't got to that point where I would do that, where I even feel like that's even what people will want from me. So 50 just raps about his past the whole time. Nobody tells him to switch it up.
I think that people really are upset that he's making so much like waves off of
I think
this.
people are like, and they're super so invested in
Haters.
him. They want to hear, they're like living, breathing what he does. So they want to hear something
Yeah, that could be it
different or
too.
something
That could be
else.
it too.
And honestly, like all the stuff that I'm seeing, it's not the girls with an issue, it's the
Mhm.
dudes.
That's facts. That's a fact.
To be honest, I
Well,
haven't heard
there's
no
one girl
women.
I know. There's one girl I know who doesn't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if a girl doesn't like him, they just straight out don't like him just because they're going against the grain. But for the most part, it's all the guys that do have, whoever has a problem, it's like the guys.
Well, like, let me show you some examples of what I thought. There was some good moments on that album, but there were a lot of things that I didn't really understand. Like the Bad Bunny song. There's parts where Drake is like, no one, I don't understand him. Like a lot of people don't understand him, and they're upset because he's like trying really hard,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not working.
I listen to that song in my car. I love that. I like that song.
Right. But what he's saying, he's just kind of going with the rhythm. But what he's
I don't
saying
even
makes
care.
no fucking sense. Right. And that's the point. Is that
No.
is that it doesn't matter what they're fucking saying. It's just about how they're saying it, which is
Yeah.
a very this song is a great example of that. A
Oh
great
no, it's
example of
my
that.
boy Benito needs a Santito. Like I like it. Like
Like
and then
that song.
Bad Bunny's part is hard. And then come to find out,
Yeah.
Bad Bunny released an album tonight too.
You know that. Yeah, that's right. He's supposed to.
Yeah,
You
he
remember that
did.
song by two it's called by Next. Remember Next? It was called Too Close.
Yeah.
You know that song? That song is
Mhm.
like another example of like how like he's talking about like rubbing himself on a girl on the dance floor. And the girl's literally telling him, like, bro, get off of me. Like, I'm not, this isn't cool. But he's
But he
like, you
said he
did it
can't
to
help
me.
it though.
You
Like,
did, I
he
can't
can't
help it.
help
You
it.
did it to me. Yeah, yeah. But the whole song, if who like the you don't now listen to the words, you just listen to the groove.
Yeah.
You just
And I
listen
didn't
to
really
the
pay
fucking
attention to the words until I
right,
remember driving in the car and my niece started singing it. She was all of like maybe 9 or 10.
right,
And that's when we were like, holy shit.
right. And that's what
What
I'm
she's
saying.
saying.
Same thing.
You
Same fucking thing. Is that
know.
like it doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing. Like Drake's just doing whatever. The dubba, the papa, the puppy, the daddy. And it's like people grew with it, but he's not saying shit.
But that's the us on the outside looking in. What if he's
Hmm.
really putting thought into what he's saying, and that's dope to him.
No,
We've
he's
been
not.
grooving with it.
It's not. He's making up a new language because some of the words he's putting out is like not real.
Like what?
Okay, I'm gonna read you. Ready? Check it out. Like it doesn't make sense. Like there's no fucking reason for it to make sense. My G, TT came VIP with Ribano. Baby, my wrist is from Casablanco. Me gusta su sonrisa, angue, mi haga daño. I live like Sopranos, Italianos. I've been El Chico for 50 años. The fuck does that mean? Me
for 42
gustas to
years
cook.
or
What has
40
he been?
something like that.
What he has been El Chico? What the fuck is that? Doesn't mean
Look up
nothing.
what does Chico mean?
So it
He's like
doesn't
the
mean,
dude.
bro. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
nothing.
he's dropping
Oh, okay,
bars
okay.
right
So
there.
you're
Never,
that's how you take it as.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he made up a new word for you to, I'm El Chico. Okay.
What word?
Me
Chico's a
gusta
word
su
though.
culazo parando de hasta abajo. Te
Me
gusta
gusta
este
is
llamado.
very much. I like or something very much.
Dude, this it's like, I mean, I'm not the expert at Spanish, but my GTT con VIP, like that shit does
But
not
he's
make
going
any
like
sense.
he's going back and forth. He's going back and forth with
He's
English and
making,
language.
so
But my
you
GG
know his own
TT
language.
TT is probably a friend, and they got into VIP. So, but he's talking, bro. He's talking. You're not listening. Drake is dropping bars on you. Not listening.
Oh my God. You made a good point. You made a good point. No, but I don't believe it. I
I'm
don't believe it.
deciphering.
But first person shooter, that's a good song. A really good song. First
And
person shooter,
people try to say that J. Cole like watched Drake, but if you look at the song,
no,
it's not a
no,
lyrical song like that.
no.
He understood what he does. He understood
No, they weren't listening
what
to the
J. Cole
song.
does. They work together. They work,
That's a song. You have to listen
if you
to the
listen to
words.
the end, Drake starts getting in his bag. Like, J. Cole of course has like his verse is crazy. Like, but I think that's a good song. I like that song. There's some other songs that they were talking about that I really didn't listen to. I can't really get into the sexy red chick, but everybody likes the song that she's on. But I'm just like, man, nothing. I just haven't got there yet. Like, what I'm saying. So, I like the Bad Bunny song. Him and 21 Savage, they work well together. What was the other song? I like the BBL interlude. That's
Yes.
just dope. That's
Yes.
like a straight R&B song right there. I don't
It's a
hear nobody
really
say.
good song.
Yeah, I like that
Really good
song.
song.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
what would Pluto do is probably my favorite song.
Well, I think BBL is the song that everyone's mad about. Like that's what they think of the album. Because like he says stuff in there also that's like really ridiculous, you know. Like you gotta feel it to know it's real and shit like that.
Hey, is he lying?
No, I just think it's like the corniest line, the corny lines, you know.
But Ebro
A
said that's a
lot of
bar.
a lot of there's a lot of corny lines in that album. Like you saw the one where he says,
Well,
where he
Ebro said
goes,
that's a bar.
okay,
He said for an R&B song,
yeah, I'll have to
that's a
show
hard
you.
line.
And it's good. It's a great song. It's kind of what we're talking about. It's like it doesn't matter what he says or what he does. Still gonna fucking like it.
You have somebody else in here?
Oh, it's my phone. I turned it on accidentally, and I'm trying to fucking show you something because you will. I'm gonna show you a clip of the corniest bars that were on that Drake album, according to this guy. Would you be able to see that?
Oh, tell me whatever, bro.
Yeah, I'll show it to you, and then we'll see where it goes from there because we can find it first. But yeah. So basically, like, there's one bar where he talks about like, did you think any of the bars are corny? I think they're all bars.
Mm, I don't think I feel like I've heard way worse. Like as far as what I consider bars and not bars, but I just feel like he's just rapping good. He's just rapping good. It's not really nothing too intricate to
Right.
me. Like you say, he's just making his songs. He's just trying to like make his hits. Of course, it's not like it's not past stuff, but it's what the ear is adapted to now. That's like what he's giving you. When he wants to get into some bars and whatever, that's when he does the 8 a.m.s or the 6 p.m.s or whatever those are. Those are supposed to be his where he's giving you his lyrical side.
And that's really cool that he does that
Yeah.
because I look forward to those.
And
Whenever
I
you
feel like
see that
that's what
name,
this is the people that like the lyrical side. I'm gonna give you that. I'm getting those are for you guys. They're strictly for you guys. Like, and people want like a whole album of stuff like that. Never gonna get that because he's got the fan base, the biggest fan base is the ladies. So he gotta, you know, to them. And then of course airplay. So he's gotta, make the hits like type of thing. So, but lyrically, I think. I mean, everybody says the 8 p.m. in Charlotte or 8 a.m. in Charlotte or whatever, but I think at the end of that song with J. Cole, I felt like he was like in his bag. He was kind of going hard.
Right.
Yeah.
I
But
can
yeah,
see
but
that.
I haven't listened to it enough times to dissect it. Be like, oh, this song or he was lyrical on this song. Like it's just a variety of your ears all over the place with that. Like
Hmm.
you said, it's not like if I listen to like the Nas album, I'm getting bars all the way through it. I got to go through each song and see like but it's not like that. Like the lyrical critique like we want to give that won't happen until J. Cole drops his album because that's the type of level, that's the type of vibe we're going to get with that, with his album. I think Drake just gave you just another Drake. I mean, just somebody had a good point. There was like people are going to like low key said like, will we be talking this much if Joe Budden didn't have that rant because that rant was viral and everybody really started kind of getting into it. Well, let's dive into the album and see what he
Hmm.
was so adamant about. And then let's wait like maybe 3 weeks from now when maybe another song starts getting crazy radio play, and then people will go back and be like, "Oh, the Drake album is not really. Y'all should check this out." And then the crowd starts to sway a little bit.
You made a good point. You said how you know the girls aren't complaining; it's the guys,
Yeah,
and that's what it is. Joe Budden probably made it cool for guys to be like, "Nah, I don't like this. I want something
yeah,
better." When realistically,
exactly.
just like Ebro had said, if he had switched it up again, it would have
Yeah,
been ridiculous.
yeah,
And if he would have changed into this more mature album, it would have been ridiculous because Drake,
yeah.
I don't think has. Maybe it wouldn't, maybe it would, but instead of playing that risk, he just stayed doing the Drake thing, which is like you said, like what we should all expect every fucking time. Just
He has a
expect
he
it.
has a formula he follows. He
Yeah.
doesn't really step outside of that. Like I
Yeah.
think, and plus, I when he does his when he's like have like his own album, I feel like he just has the he doesn't have like that. To me, he doesn't have that pressure. Like you say, he can say and do whatever he wants. I feel when he kind of had to raise the bar is when he was in the Young Money group because you have so many. You got Wayne, you got Tiger. When I feel he was kind of at his peaking as far as like lyrically wise, and then you
Mhm.
got Nicki, and then you have some of those other guys. So you gotta when you're in a crew like that, you gotta have really good verses, or like you won't make the song because you got so many artists. So I think his pen was like in a different mind state.
Mhm.
Now he's the solo act on he's the forefront man. And then
Yeah.
it's the recipe for success has been so successful. I'm not changing this shit. I'm not changing my
Right.
lasagna recipe. Everybody keeps coming and getting my shit.
It's true.
You know, I might sprinkle a little of this on there, a little of this on there, but it's still the it's still the shit I cook up all the time. So
Right.
and I was thinking about that today. I was like, yo, if people really want that kind of album from him, they might as well just go through his album and take those songs and collectively put them
Put
together,
them,
and
yeah, put them on a playlist.
you'll have that Drake lyrical album you want. Because I can name at least 2 or 3 songs off of each album that where he gets in like a bag and you can collectively put it together. You can put all the 8 a.m., 6 a.m.s, whatever, and, some of the other ones he has.
Right.
But then my thing was with that Joe Budden, those guys were talking about how just the albums have been coming out, have been mid, and there's no creative. What do you guys listen to? You guys are listening to just what's the algorithm's giving you.
So, right. But ultimately, one thing I do have a problem with him, very much so, is that he's such a fucking like I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the word is to call it, but when he gets in situations like with Pusha T, and then he goes and does sneak disses, but never addresses the issue. Like he
Mhm.
got washed by Pusha T.
Sure.
Everyone could tell you that, and he's still trying to like bite the snake or
But he really
bite the
doesn't have
bear.
to,
He is
but anybody else,
the first song on the album, Virginia Beach.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Well, he's a troll. He's trolling. He's trolling. But at the same time, though, he doesn't really have to because anybody else in that situation with that song for Pusha T, their career's over. His isn't. He took
it's
an
not
L. He
about
took
that.
it. He took but he didn't lose
I
though.
get it. He's trolling, but I don't like it. It doesn't sound. And then like that guy said, and then he turns around and he fucking this is Rihanna. This is ASAP Rocky, really, which is
Yeah, I
he's gonna
wouldn't
have
want
to
to do that,
respond.
bro.
He's gonna want to. He did. He disrespected ASAP Rocky
No, I'm
by
saying
doing
he
that.
should. I wouldn't do that though, because Ace, them not type of guys that's kind of deep in the streets.
Well, my whole thing is just what is he thinking? Like, why would he do that? He's not like that. He's
Mm-hmm.
not. He's not like that.
We
And then he
don't
goes
know.
back on the song and says, "You can't come to my city. I can go to your city. You can't go to my city." Like,
Ain't nobody
what?
trying to go out there.
But it's like, what is he doing? He's really in his head about this. I think.
I didn't even listen to that hard. Who can go to his city
What he said.
on the same song on that song? That song
Yeah.
I haven't even listened to that song yet. The Fahrenheit song. I haven't even listened to that one.
No.
Yeah,
What? Let's do it right now.
I might listen. I might
I want to
listen to
see
it
your
when I
reaction.
first started the album,
I want to see your
but I didn't
reaction
pay
right now.
attention. I didn't pay attention
So
to the
so he's
lyrics.
talking to Rihanna. Okay.
Yeah.
He's talking to Rihanna. You know why?
Mm.
He never says her name, but he calls her last album anti, anti,
Mm-hmm.
anti.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those words. Let's do it right now because I want to see your reaction on camera, please.
I don't
Okay,
think I can do it with my phone and being on
bro.
Zoom and
Come on,
all
you don't
that.
got nothing else to
I
play it
don't have a
on.
computer. No.
I'll play it for you. Ready? I'll play it for you. Okay. So just remember that what I just told you. Her last album, 2016, was called Anti.
Yeah.
Anti. How do you call it?
Anti.
You know, fuck it, let me go.
That song sounds like like he was letting the memes and all that stuff get in his head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole I just saw the thing where I didn't even know he tried to like tongue kiss her at the award show and all type of shit. Just kind of looked like a dweeb doing that shit, and you know all the he still hung up on her and all type of stuff. I feel like it sounds like a lot of this stuff for some reason all this shit's getting underneath his skin, and he's responding to it even though it's late. Like, you know what I'm saying? That sounds like what just the memes and going around. Like for some reason he's paying more attention and bothering him. So he's talking about it, but it's kind of like it's kind of done and over with, bro. Like, but it's bothering him. The Joe Budden thing bothered him. Like he's like he's starting to see he's human. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got, because I know you take a page out of like Hove's book. You only respond when it like really matters.
Right.
How many people?
Right.
How many people diss Jay? And he's like,
But did
I'm
you hear? He said
I'm
you can't.
up here.
You hear what he said about the city? You can't stay in my city. I can stay in your
Yeah,
city.
yeah,
Like that fool is just like, and it's like he's saying things out loud he shouldn't be saying.
yeah. But you live in a time now where 6ix9ine is still walking around and nobody will do shit.
It's like, dude, like, what are you thinking? He thinks that he could. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's thinking.
But it's crazy though, because I was thinking about it does sound like he's like talking about ASAP a little bit or something. It could
He
be.
definitely is.
But I remember they had like, that video together that they had where ASAP is just in the video as just one of his pals. Like, what I'm saying? It's just weird how these guys, you're not sure if
Where?
they're
What video is it?
it's a dope video because they kidnap his girlfriend and him, ASAP, the whole crew, they strap up and they go get her back. And one of the guys in the crew is the one that did it. So they pop him.
That's an old
It's an
song.
R&B
Yeah.
song.
Better
Yeah.
find your loving. That
Yeah.
one.
Not
Yeah,
one.
okay.
No, it's like that, but it's different. I'm bringing you home tonight or taking you home or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not Find Your Love. It's similar to that though. Yeah, but ASAP's in that video.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but they've been on songs together too.
No, but that's what happened was this is the petty shit. I followed it. Once it was announced that Rihanna was having dude's baby, ASAP Rocky's baby, that's when Drake like unfollowed her and him.
Oh, well,
It's
he
like
being emotional.
petty shit.
Yeah, he being
And
emotional.
everyone saw that it was like first day news, like next morning news. Guess what happened that yesterday? So
I don't know
that's
why.
like
I
a
don't even know
thing.
why that would even matter though.
I think that's what he's feeding into. He's feeding into that. But it's like, come on, dude, that's disrespectful. Because ASAP Rocky can wash him too. I feel like ASAP Rocky, if he wanted to, he can wash him too.
Yeah, as far as like, yeah, that'd be a good
They were
matchup.
right.
Yeah,
But is this a planned thing? This is like a media thing? Because if it is, that's fucked up.
it could be. I mean, that's what sells now. Kind of. There could be a
Fake
good, could have
beef.
been it
Fake
could have
beef.
been a slight narrative, and then he put the gasoline on it to make it bigger than what it was because now I got to draw this attention because they're out. You know what I'm saying? Just like mentioning the Serena thing, like all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The SZA thing, and you know,
Yep. Yep.
but they got a song together though.
They played on that. I feel like
Yeah,
they played on that.
yeah. And now you don't know what because now I'm looking at the whole thing with the Kiki Palmer and Usher, and then next thing you know, they got a video together. She's in the video. Like, I mean, who knows if it's just to me, it's like you. I remember I said a line did it in a song. I said for the right price, I can buy your destiny. Like I can craft what I want it to be by setting up these scenarios, and we just make the outcome, and then let the people kind of take it and run with it type of thing. But it's all orchestrated by us. Like, and I feel that's kind of like what kind of like scripted reality TV is to a certain point.
Right.
And who started that? Wrestling. I used to think wrestling was the realest shit at first when I was younger.
Oh yeah. I used to defend it
And
so hard.
it's a whole script laid out. Like,
They're all
you know,
friends. Some of them
yeah,
are
hell
friends, but
yeah.
it's funny. It's
Some of
funny
them,
to
some
see
of
that
them are,
they're
yeah,
so
some
it's
of them don't
funny to
like
see
each
the ones
other.
that are friends, like how goofy they
Yeah,
are. When you
exactly.
think they're really mad at each other and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I used to love wrestling. That's why that shit every Monday and Thursday night, Monday, Wednesday
yeah.
night.
Yeah, when I used to get into the what was it, Saturday Night Raw or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, one of them used to come on a weekend, used to come on it late at night though. Thought it was pretty cool. Like, yeah,
There was one, you know who Booker T is?
yep,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
yeah. I kind of stopped watching it when him and The Rock kind of stopped wrestling. That's when I kind of,
Mm,
but it just was a transition towards other things were going on. Like I just faded kind of when that happened. I never really got back into it. So I remember that being.
there was one where Stone Cold and Booker T go to they leave the premises and they
Mm,
leave the arena and they go to a grocery store and they fight in a
mm.
grocery store.
I think I've seen clips of that.
You seen
I never
it?
seen it though.
Bro,
Yeah.
that was in my city growing up.
Oh
My
yeah.
mom used to take me there when I was a baby and buy groceries.
Mm,
Like I know that store, bro.
yeah.
Like when that happened that night, we're all like, "Holy shit!" We're all
That's
fucking
crazy.
excited, dude. It was so fun.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're all like proud and shit. And then he mentions it in Hot Ones. He does like a Hot Ones, you know, the
Oh
wing,
yeah,
and
I
he
seen it.
talks
Yeah.
about it. He talks about that fight and how
Mm,
like crazy it was. And so funny.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I used to love wrestling too as well. You can watch them on Peacock, I think.
Oh, you like the old
Yeah,
matches?
you can watch them all.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was sick. I used to watch that. I remember back in the day, like I used to have the cable box, and I used to get the pay-per-view for free, and I used to watch SummerSlam. My best friends come over. We used to watch all the wrestling manias, the SummerSlams. This was like probably mid late '80s.
what happened? Like
Yeah,
you just had a glitch in your cable?
in the box, yeah, the brown box with the knob, and like 56 was the pay-per-view channel. So I didn't get anything, but for some reason I got the wrestling. So that was, I don't know, like my mom's
Dang.
friend hooked up the box or whatever, but I would get the wrestling, the pay per
If I was your
views.
friend, I'd be like, "Hey, bro, I gotta come over."
Yeah, yeah, we watching SummerSlam.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious. That's
yeah, that was my
crazy.
shit. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that cable
Damn,
box. Hell yeah,
that's cool. That's really
yeah,
cool. But anyways, yeah, Drake is like wrestling.
yeah.
Drake is like wrestling. I mean, is that what we're saying? No, that's not what we're saying.
No, 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 not really. We're just talking about how they could make this narrative, and we're biting into it, believing that it's super real. That's why I kind of don't really buy into a lot of this stuff because I don't know these people personally. I don't know Drake personally. I don't know ASAP personally. I don't know Pusha personally. I don't know like
Right.
if these guys see each other, there's beef. Because when I hear all these stories about some of these guys that had problems, that it seems like they have problems when they meet each other in like spots, they're chilling, they're cool. Maybe just cooler
Right.
heads for Bell, or maybe it's not as serious as
Right.
it's made out to be. Now I've heard some situations where it is, and then those situations that are serious, and then people are kind of worried about what could happen. Like other parties get involved to like calm the situations. It's really serious when you get Farrakhan involved. He's got involved. He's got involved in a few. He's got involved in a few disputes between rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or who's that guy they call now in hip hop? Who the fuck is that guy? They're always calling this fucking guy. Kanye called him. Drake called him for the Drake Kanye beef.
OJ Prince.
Jay Prince. That's another
Yeah.
guy. It's like they're always calling this guy. And then he
Yeah.
came out and talked about. I saw an interview with him recently about how he had tried to stop the Biggie Pac beef. You seen that one?
No.
Like he was on a bus to like Las Vegas or some shit. And he heard about the Biggie and Pac beef, and he told the bus driver to turn around. Like he ordered him to turn around because he had to go talk to Tupac in California and tell him like personally, do not fucking put fire on this. Just relax, let it be.
Yeah.
Don't put more fire on. I think it was after Hit 'Em Up came out. Like he came around like you can't do that. Like he was trying to be like a father figure and like tell him to calm down. He said this happened. I don't know if it did or not, but he said it on an interview
Yeah.
where he
All the
talked
stories I
about.
hear, I've never heard him mentioned. I don't know though.
I'll send it to you. There's an interview where he talks about, or he turns around and talks to him personally and tells him like, how he making a mistake and like especially like messing with like the wife factor. That was what made him like, nah, you can't do that. You cannot do that. Like you're putting a fucking target on your face. If you're going out, if you're insinuating that you fuck someone's wife, like that's not good,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know. But Jay Prince he had an interview about that. I don't even know who the fuck he is. To this day, I don't know who the fuck. Like, I know he's like his son is like
he's a CEO of
producer,
Rap A Lot Records.
CEO of Rap A Lot Records.
That's where it started at. But I'm pretty sure he has like all kind of ties in Houston, Texas. But I know him from being like Suge Knight and all them, Death Row. He was, and Puff Daddy, Bad Boy. He was Rap A Lot. Jay Prince, and then the Ghetto Boys is like one of the biggest groups off of Rap A Lot that kind of like
Really?
nationalized.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. I know Ghetto Boys are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Scarface stayed on Rap A Lot. And then they had a lot of other artists off of Rap A Lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how Cash Money is New Orleans, and,
right.
And so it's
Master P. So
Master P.
Master P is or excuse me, Jay Prince is like the Master P of
Texas.
What's it called? What's his record label called? Money?
Rap A Lot.
Rap A Lot.
Yeah.
Rap A Lot.
Even Biggie shouts out on the Flavor Year remix, not from Houston, but I Rap A Lot. That's how long they've been around. That's how long they've been around. They've been around since then. The Ghetto Boys is probably one of the South Southern groups I know that was around. The like Chronic, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre might have been around the same time.
I didn't know that. I never knew. I never heard of. I mean, I've heard of Rap A Lot, but I didn't know that they're referencing a record company.
Yeah. Because actually, I think Bushwick Bill's on the Chronic. He talks. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I learned something right now. Damn. Thank you.
Yeah. And a lot of people consider Scarface one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
And he's been around for a minute. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's a very great rapper. I love him.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
I love Ghetto Boys too. I love Ghetto Boys. Like I was actually watching you ever seen Office Space?
The movie?
Yeah, Office Space.
Yeah, I seen that clip where he's rapping to the
but that whole movie has like Ghetto Boys in it. It's not just one, two. I think it's like 3 or 4 songs. Like they just play.
Shit, yeah.
It's like an homage to Ghetto Boys because like this one guy, one of the white guys, like really into rap, like hip hop.
Yeah.
And he listens all he listens to every time you hear him listen to hip hop is Ghetto Boys. And then there's like he's on the way to work, he's rapping like word to word to a song, and there's a part later on when they're walking in. Dude, you got to watch that movie. It's good.
I've seen it, but I like once.
Oh, okay. That movie is. I mean, when it comes to like politics, like especially at work, it's funny to see. It's funny to see it because it's like sometimes I have to turn it off because it's too real. Like I can't watch this right
Yeah,
now. Like I just went through a
yeah,
fucked up day. You know what I mean? It's just too real, the politics, you know? But
right.
yeah, there's a part like where they're walking in all cool into the and like damn, it feels good to be a gangster plays. And then
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
they
Yeah.
do another one where they're beating up a they all get laid off and they're beating up a fucking uh the printer that they hated. They would always jam.
Oh
And
yeah.
another fucking I forget which one, but another fucking Ghetto Boy song's playing. Like they play a lot of them in that song. It's like a
No, it's
theme.
kind of like the soundtrack to this
Yes.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
They
funny.
definitely. Yeah, it's so good. Like if you hear the sound, if they're it was in the '90s, probably is a soundtrack. Like Richard Getaway's all over that shit for
Yeah,
sure.
but
Yeah.
all those songs are from that album.
And the guy who wrote the movie and directed the movie is Mike Judge. You know who that guy is?
Mm.
He's the guy who like created Beavis and Butthead, King of
Oh
the
okay.
Hill.
Oh okay.
He did a lot of those movies. Like he did a lot of those shows, and he ended up doing movies. A
Oh
lot
okay.
of crazy movies, like Idiocracy. Is Idiocracy?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Costco's in
that
that.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a Mike Judge movie. Like it's like stupid, like dumb. It's like
Oh
a
okay.
dumb movie. It's like stupid, but it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Right.
That's
Anyways,
hilarious.
Ghetto Boys. Yeah, I remember them. I used to listen to them because of that movie. That's how I found out about them. That movie.
Oh yeah, my dad used to like, I was 12, 11 listening to Ghetto Boys.
Your dad introduced you. That's cool.
Well, they just listened to it. My
That's
uncles, like,
awesome.
that was their music. I don't think they were really letting us listen to it, but I mean that's when we were coming up, there wasn't really kid type of music anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember I was like young, dude, young, and my cousins were like 5 years older than me, and
Mm-hmm.
we were in my mom's van. They were giving them a ride. We're all just in there. I was in the back. I was young, really young, and one of them put in an NWA tape. I'll never forget, and I don't remember what the fuck played. But my mom ejected it and threw it out the window.
He's like,
I
hell
was
no.
young, bro. I was young, so it was like I just remember that happening, and I remember it being NWA for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was like, nope, we're not doing
that's the
that.
first time I ever heard the word NWA. I was young,
Oh,
like someone had told me like NWA. I never knew
yeah.
what it meant, but I just knew NWA.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember like, yeah. I remember the first it might have been NWA. My uncle used to play all the time.
yeah, that's crazy.
Or maybe even a Too Short, like something with like vulgar language.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
You know what I'm
first
saying?
vulgar language song I ever heard was
Uh,
Easy E. It was one of his solo albums. It was the one where "Give Me That Nut, Give Me That
oh,
Nut." You know that song? I was
yeah.
the first. This guy, like next door neighbor, played. He was like 2 years older than me. He's like, we're just chilling in his apartment. We're just chilling. He's like, hey, check this out. He started playing it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, I'll never forget. Like, he must have told me, but I forgot. But I always had that like rhythm in my head. And I was like, if I ever hear that song again, I gotta figure out who it is. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't hear
yeah.
it for years. And then one day I heard it. I'm like, dude, who the fuck is this? Or whoever I'm from, where it was. But I fucking found it and I bought the CD and I fucking had that shit. And I was like,
Mm,
it's just crazy, like how I had that melody stayed in my head, like the dun, 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 like that
mm.
whole fucking. I don't
Yes,
know how to
the
explain
beats.
it. Yeah, the
It's the
beat was
beats.
just. I
Yeah,
knew if I heard that beat again, I would fucking know it was a song. I know who it
yeah,
was. It was so crazy. It was a crazy
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, it's like it's just I don't know, like that music. It had substance, but then it just had it had a bop to it. Like what I'm saying, you just groove into some of the most like realest, rawest. I watched like clips of the hip hop awards that just happened. I just watched the clips on YouTube, the performances, and JD when his set came on. It was like, dude, that was such a like the music just doesn't bop like that and have that appeal because every his lineup from him when he shows how he made the beat from a Michael Jackson sample for the crisscross jump, then jumps into Welcome to Atlanta with Ludacris, and then the Brad and even Bow Wow is just the music and then everybody is getting up singing it word for word. Like they don't really do that with the music nowadays. It just captured a certain energy. Like everybody's bopping, singing it word for word. Like I was just like, dude, that was like a good part of like the golden era right there. And that was like you know that's like Atlanta having a chokehold. Then of course Lil Jon comes out, the whole crunk era. But just the music just hit different. It had a little bit of everything. But just always everything had that bounce though. Like
Yeah,
you're not in your
yeah,
head to everything. Like
yeah.
especially when it hit that peak where I don't care if it was east, west, it all had a bounce to it.
There's this show on YouTube. It's called I don't know the name of it. It's a show on YouTube. It's done by Vice. It's
Mm,
called The Story of. You
mm,
heard of that story? That show?
mm,
They do actual like stories, like a 30-minute documentary on songs, how great they
oh,
were behind the scenes. For
oh,
example, Shaggy's "It Wasn't Me." I mean,
mm,
they do a whole write up. They will do a whole interview with everybody that was involved in that song. They wrote the song. They collaborated. You know, I forget the guy's name who's on the song. The main
mm,
lyricist. You know, but it was Shaggy's album. Shaggy did the chorus, and they wrote
mm,
the song themselves. They put it out. They put it on the demo. They put it out. The record label said that song was the worst song on the album. Basically,
mm,
had no life. What they were talking about wasn't going to be relatable to anybody. So they
mm,
shelved it. And what happened was they took it off of the album, but it was still coming out, right? His album was coming out, and they started touring for the album before, like 2 weeks before the album came out, or like a month before the album came out. They started touring all around the world, Shaggy and his people. And what happened was, as they were touring, the first single that came out, they were seeing as they were playing it that people weren't relating, they weren't rocking to it. So they're like,
mm,
"Fuck, this album's gonna be a flop," because no one gives a fuck about the first single, right? But what happened was, this documentary is about. A DJ in Hawaii called up Interscope, wherever the fuck they were signed to, said, "Hey, all the DJs around the world are getting pre-promo discs of Shaggy's new album. I would like one. I didn't get one." And they're like,
mm,
"Fuck you," basically. They said, Interscope said, "No, we're not sending you nothing. Too bad, you know." And so he fucking goes on Napster. This is 1999. He goes on
mm,
1998, 1999. He goes on Napster, illegally downloads the album. Somebody from the record label put the whole raw fucking album with "It Wasn't Me" and a bunch of other
mm,
stuff that was supposed to be on there on the fucking Napster. And this guy downloads Napster and plays it like if it's the demo disc he got from Interscope, or this,
mm,
this disc. Turns out he plays it and he's playing it over. And this is one song he hears. He says, "It wasn't me." This song's really catchy. I like it. He plays it on the radio, just thinking it's part of the album that's coming out. Whatever, throwaway.
yeah.
He cannot stop getting phone calls on his fucking phone. People are calling, "What's that song called? What's that song? What's that song?" This is back when people would call radio stations. He's
Mm,
like, "Bro," and he's like freaking out, going, "What the fuck, dude? Like, people love this fucking song that much." It went viral. That was before viral. That song
mm,
went viral. The record company had to put it on the album
mm.
because how popular it was. And the album
That's
wasn't out
crazy.
yet, but they had it. And that's what they talk about. And then, like, the engineer who talks about it, he goes, "If you listen to the song, it's not mastered." He's like, "I never
Mm,
got to master it. I didn't get that far. They just threw it out. They had to push it out that quick." It's
mm.
such a crazy fucking story, dude. How, like, the fans, the people made, obviously it tells you that record companies don't know what the fuck. They don't know what the fuck people like.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Or you just never know,
you never
you
know.
know, because artists be like, oh,
But how can someone be in
even
charge of that? How can someone be in charge of that department? We know this isn't going to work. You know what I mean? How
yeah.
crazy is
But
that?
sometimes like they hit a home run and they feel like, oh, they know, but it's a luck of the draw. You know
Right?
what I'm saying?
It's a
Because
good
I
story.
remember
There's so many of those
like
stories.
his wife hated freaking sexual eruption or whatever it's called. He's like, my wife hated this song, but that's like one of his biggest songs. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Hmm.
Just some shit takes off. Like, yeah, yeah. That's like I was watching an interview with Drink Champs with Memphis Bleak, and he was like, "Yo, they wanted me to put out this my name is or Myth Bleak is," and he was like, "Nobody knows me. I can't be just this braggadocious with a song." But they're like, "Nah, we putting this shit out." And he was like, and he said he was gonna release something else, and it just wasn't catching traction. But for some reason, that fucking Myth Bleak is. And he said nobody knew who I was, but I was just coming out like everybody did, and that shit like was taking off. That's one of my favorite songs too. Like, but I already knew who he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but he was like, yeah, I didn't think that shit just started taking off. Like, type of thing. You just never know what's gonna fucking hit, And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like nowadays it's not really. Well, I say it's like half and half, but I feel like if the there's still the powers that control what gets pushed, and they'll if they really want it out there, they'll push it until we like it. You know what I'm saying? Or we just don't
Right.
want to hear it no more, like type of thing. But like that, like when the people spoke, the people spoke. You know what? Like I remember, I remember the Bad Boy Anthem by Shine. Like was everybody was going crazy over that shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was kind of like a shift and like it was some like really gutter type of music. I heard other rappers that was like, "What are you listening right now?" He's like, I'm listening to Shine, the Bad Boy Anthem." Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I feel once he kind of like went away or whatever happened, the person that came close to that just went out the water was 50. It was like a gutter, grimy. Here's the bad guy, and like people they gravitate to that shit. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. That's always called 50, the last great bad guy. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Of that era, and you know that shit was crazy. Yeah, I remember finding that CD at Music Trader. The guy had a one box behind the counter. He just broke one out and sold it to me. I went to Warehouse. I went to Tower Records. I went to Sam Goody. Everybody was sold out of that fucking CD.
Wow.
And I just happened to just see Music Trader. I had never been in there before. I got off at the next stop at the bus, walked back down there, and I was just looking. I was like, "Dang, dude, I was trying to find that Get Rich or Die Trying." He's like, "Bro, I got one box in like an hour ago."
No, it was like that.
Yeah, and he had it behind the counter, like he was only going to probably either take them and sell them or just distribute them out like selectively. But he gave me one. You know, what I'm saying he sold me one.
It
I was
was, you couldn't
excited.
find it nowhere.
Nope. And I was the type of person like I used to get out of school early. I had a work pass. You had to get out of school like an hour early, and sometimes I would just hit up all the record stores in the area. We had a Warehouse by San Diego State. I think down further was like a Sam Goody or something like that, and then the Music Treasure was where this place called Blenders is. And I would hit all of them. I usually just go to Warehouse and just spend all my time in there because I could find anything in there. But when that shit came out that week, couldn't find that shit nowhere.
Really?
I was like, I had never seen nothing like that. It was crazy.
That's wild, dude.
Right? Everybody was selling out, and right when they got them, they were selling out of them.
I remember um one of my buddies. It was like the week it came out. I just got my license and I was driving around and pick him up. I was just so happy to drive. On the weekends we go, I could pick him up. He was across town in Bakersfield, which was far for me back then. And I'd go over there, and one day I picked him up. I used to work with this guy. And he's like, "Bro, I was playing basketball, and you never guess what happened." I'm like, "What?" Someone fucking left. He left it. They left the CD like by the court, like by their stuff or whatever. And he
Mm,
just grabbed it. I mean, I don't know what the
yeah,
fuck really happened. Maybe he stole from somebody. That's what he told me. And
yeah,
I had my mom's Cadillac. It was a Cadillac DeVille. It was like an old woman car.
yeah,
And I was driving that shit. We were bumping that shit. Like I was like the first time I knew he was coming out, and I heard all those fucking. It was like Mini Man. It was like he had four singles out. I feel like at one time he had no,
yeah.
it was
I think
it
I
was
heard the first song I ever heard was
it
like
was
How to Rob. That was way before the album.
I never heard that song till later, but it was the what was the song he was calling out Ja Rule? Um, you say you a wankster. That was the
That's
song.
that's probably one of the first
That
songs I
was the
heard.
song. Yeah, it was Wanksta.
Yeah,
Wanksta, and then uh go go
in the club.
Shorty. Yeah, those two songs were like the only songs out that we ever heard at that time, like
Yeah,
commercially. Like I didn't hear How to Rock. I didn't hear any of that underground shit. That's the first two songs I heard of it because of the
yeah,
radio, and it was just on. Like that was the year I graduated. Like that was like they played that shit like over and over again at my prom because everyone was
mm,
getting hyped up.
yeah,
Like that was a song that year.
yeah,
I remember that. That's how I first heard it. My friend fucking found it from the back. Found it. I don't know how he found it from the
yeah. He
basketball
told you he
court.
found it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's the easier way to instead of being like, oh, I'll take it from somebody. Like, oh shit.
Probably did that, yeah. But that's just
Yeah.
fucking crazy, dude. How like we didn't even I never even thought about buying it. We had it. We had it,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No. I bought it. I used to be it because Tuesdays were the music release days, and the music's everything would be on sale. So I always went Tuesday. I would probably buy maybe three or four, either CDs or whatever, because Tuesdays was like the sale day. So I was expecting to go there and get it instead of it being like 16.99, it would be like 11.99 on Tuesdays. So, but didn't have it.
Damn.
So yeah, I remember going to. Yeah, I remember certain albums I went like the day they came out, like Life After Death, Outkast.
Which
Like
outcast?
I knew those release dates. ATLiens.
What release date was
Yeah.
that?
Uh, what was that? Was that in 90? Was that 98? Or was it Quimini 98? It might have been a Quimini actually. Because 98, to me, 98 is the best album release year ever.
Why?
Because I remember, I think I was at the record store probably every month that year because everything that was coming out was undeniable. DMX released two albums in 1 year. The Fugees released The Score. Jay-Z released Hard Knock Life.
97?
Outkast released 98.
98 was a
Yeah.
score?
Yeah.
No
Oh,
shit.
no. 98, no, not The Score. 98 was the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Mm.
Yeah. But then DMX
Okay.
released As Dark as Hell and It's Hot, and then he released Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood at the end of the year. Yeah. And Jay-Z released Hard Knock Life. It was crazy. Yeah, it was like I think Busta released. It's just like when you see all the albums that released that year, you're like, oh, this might be like the greatest release year in hip hop like history. It's
Oh, yeah. I remember when
crazy.
Busta dropped. Dude, that
Yeah,
year, that's crazy. You remember that year? That was the year I got into like music videos. So I remember all that
yeah,
shit. That was
yeah,
like Puffy Mace. That was like
yeah.
they were going at it.
No Way Out came out maybe that year. I think I'm not sure.
No Way Out came out in 97. I know that for sure.
Oh, 97. Yeah,
Mace came out in 98, 97 as well.
yeah.
And 98 was I think it was Puff Daddy did the Godzilla soundtrack.
I never heard that.
Never heard that? That was a good one because Rage is on that
I
shit.
heard the song. I heard the songs, but I never like got the soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Never heard any other songs of the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
but he was the only one that was like hip hoppy. Like, and he had a group that he was funding at the time called Fuzz Bubble. They're on there. It's a pretty good song, but they're like a
Mm,
rock band. And they did
mm,
them and Dave Grohl, Rob Zombie. They all did a remix of It's All About the Benjamins, the rock remix. Remember
mm.
that one?
Yeah.
Remember the rock remix?
Oh no, not the rock remix.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really cool at the time.
Yeah, I know
Yeah, but
somebody did a a remix, alternative remix to one of Mace's songs too.
which one?
Um, Maybe It
Probably
Feels So
know it.
Good.
I probably know it. No, it was How many
It's
people
one of
did a
Mace's
ride
songs.
for you? How many
No, it
people did
wasn't
it
that.
to have for you?
It was a pop song.
Oh,
It was an
okay.
alternative. It wasn't a rock. It wasn't a rock remix. It was an alternative remix. So it still was kind of poppy, but it was cool because when you listen, you're like, oh, this is Mace's song. And they just took it in, just did
Oh,
it,
you gotta send me
alternative
that. I
version.
love that shit. I
Yeah,
love that shit.
yeah. I had to find it. Yeah, it was Mace's song. Word for
Yeah.
word, they just did it. They just did an alternative version of it. Didn't change anything.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
like that. I love
pretty
that because
dope.
that's what makes it better. They do
Yeah.
this group called Dynamite Hack. They do a remake of Boys in the Hood, which I think is really good
Mm,
because they do Boys in the Hood, but they also do the Beatles at the same time.
mm,
You understand?
yeah.
You heard that song Blackbird by the Beatles?
Mm,
So they mash up Blackbird and like Boys in the Hood together, which is it works.
that's crazy. Yeah.
But they do it themselves, like a rock band.
Yeah.
Like they
Oh,
don't
okay.
sample nothing. They do it themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was like this. I forgot that. I gotta find it. It's this DJ or production company. I don't know what they do, but they do mashups. But they do three different artists. So they did a group. It was Kanye, Jay-Z, and Adele, and they mashed up their songs together. So the Chasing Pavements with I Never Change. It's one of the greatest songs I ever heard in my life.
Really? Yeah. So you
Yeah,
like mashups too? I
super sick.
love mashups,
But
bro.
it just
Guilty
worked. But
pleasure.
when I heard those
Guilty
three, and
pleasure.
plus when Adele came out, I was
No,
instantly
I
a
feel
fan.
you. I feel you on
Yeah.
that. I
And they
love
don't change
mashups,
anything.
bro.
They just I think there's a
Right.
little bit of the beat changes and they just keep the lyrics, but they just put it together where it sounds like they recorded it. That's pretty dope.
There's a thing, so they're talking about mashups called you know who Radiohead is?
Yep.
There's one thing called JDiohead where they put Jay-Z over
Oh,
Radiohead. Have you heard that?
no.
No. Do you even listen to
Yeah.
Radiohead? Do you have any of them on your playlists?
Probably like on the rock one. I probably have a song.
Your radio. Okay, so
Yeah. I
you've
just
heard
have
of their
a
songs?
yeah.
Because there's some songs, bro, on that album that dude.
Mm.
There's one that he also did with who's the guy who's part of who's the DJ? I used to know the DJ who was part of Gnarls Berkeley.
I
Danger
don't know the
Mouse.
DJ's
Danger
name.
Mouse. Danger Mouse.
Oh, Danger Mouse and
Danger
CeeLo,
Mouse. Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Danger Mouse. Yeah, so he did a thing with Jay-Z where he had Jay-Z rap over Beatles songs.
Mhm.
That was pretty cool too. But the Radiohead one, that shit was fucking oh my god, dude. Like
Good
there's some
shit.
songs in there, like you saying, like that it's great. Really great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I feel like he has a I don't know, I feel like you can do that with so many songs. I mean, that's why the freaking him and Linkin Park work so good. That's pretty dope.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's very
Yeah.
true. But I
But
feel like that same thing.
they actually performed that though. They actually
Yes.
re-recorded together.
Yes.
So that was
Yes.
like a mashup album, actual
Right.
album. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Which was interesting. Very
Yeah. That was a freaking I think he wanted to just kind of do a little bit of everything. He's like, I can't do rock, but I can merge my songs with rock songs and I have a rock album. I can't do R&B. You know, we ain't gonna talk about the two R. Kelly albums, but he has an R&B album collab. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then he pretty much has they're like, oh, you know, you have a crew album. Like Memphis Bleak was talking about how he has the most Jay-Z features because you know, he's known Jay-Z since he
Does
can
he?
remember.
In
Yeah.
fact? Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And then it was like, oh, you know, why you and Jay never did an album together? He's like, we did. The Dynasty album is the album together. I'm on every song with him,
Is he?
except for I Just Want to Love You. That was the single. But otherwise than that, it's either them three, him and Jay, or him and Beanie Siegel. The Dynasty album it's a Jay-Z album, but it's pretty much a collective album. But yeah, Bleak has the most features. Yeah.
Really?
Bleak has songs where Jay-Z just does the hook. He doesn't even rap. But yeah, and then there people were asking them like, you know, because they grew up there from the same place, they know each other's family. Like they're thinking that he's like this with them. He's like, dude, Jay's like my uncle. Like our relationship is not, you know what I'm saying? I see him every now and then. You know, he might check up on me, but he moves at a different, you know, different pace. He said, I'm still hood with it though. But that's just, you know,
Who says
and
that?
like,
Memphis Bleak?
yeah, yeah. And he's 45. Doesn't look it though. Looks like he's 32.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, he does have the most features though. Because Nori tallied it up. Nori was like, you got the most features. But he's on his record label, so of course he has the most features. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that. So Rock La
Yeah.
Familia has all of Memphis Bleak on it?
Yeah, because it's a crew album. It's a crew album. So
Right,
there's only
right,
one
right.
Jay-Z only has one song by himself on there, and that's the single by Pharrell. I Just Want to Love You. I Just Want to Love You is from the Dynasty album.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's the single. But otherwise than that, all those songs is like all of them together. And then that's the album where they introduced Freeway as a new Rockefeller member.
Was that where he was introduced? I remember that
Yeah,
album when the album came out.
1-800 Hustler, Freeway killed that shit. Like that verse alone is like, yo, first things first, watch what you say out your mouth when you're talking on the phone to customers. That shit is
I
sick,
remember
dude.
that.
It's a
Dude, I
sick
remember that.
verse. That's it. Because they're like Benny Siegel is on the phone and he's like the people are calling in and whatever issue they got, he'll like log them into who they need to speak to. And then, you know, the one guy is talking about, he's kind of pretty much dry snitching on himself. He was like, "Yo, shut up," and then he's like, "Free, pick up line 3," and it's a cool way they do the song. And
Mm.
then and then Freeway comes on, and then the music changes. And he's like, "You put me on hold with this stupid ass elevator music," and then Freeway comes in. Fucking that shit is sick.
Oh,
Jay's
okay, okay,
versus
okay.
Sick, Memphis Bleak versus Sick. Like it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I remember going to the record store to get that fucking album. Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I remember, dude, I was all about my collection, especially my CDs. I had the photo album, had everything in fucking alphabetical order. Everybody who had albums, I had all their albums on like 2 or 3 pages. Yeah, kind of wish I would have kept my like CD collection just to have it. Feel like that would have been something like super cool,
Right.
just to have. Yeah, just to have a physical copy of something. Nowadays, I feel like people, when they have physical stuff, it just has some type of value in me. It's kind of why I want to get into collecting vinyls.
Vinyls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
the new. And then they're saying that CDs are decaying already. Like they're not lasting. Like
I have a,
CDs, they found CDs unopened, like from the 80s, that are just decaying. They're just turning into dust. They're just like rotting for no reason.
yeah.
Plastic does not hold. It's
I got CDs in my car, but I can still pop them in though.
right,
But I have them in the
but like
sleeve and stuff.
vinyl it stands its ground.
Yeah, I mean, you can only play vinyl on one thing, which is the record player. Get a really nice record player. I have Bob Marley's Legend and I have Jay-Z's Blueprint on vinyl. I found that at freaking Fashion Outfitters, the Blueprint album. Just they have a little record section, just digging through them, and that shit was in the back. I was like, "Oh, $26.99, taking this."
Good price.
Probably should have kept it closed.
Nah, man, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, yeah,
You are good. You'd be surprised, man. People buy shit. When it comes to vinyl, that's another thing too.
yeah.
As long
But
as it's in good
I gotta
condition.
get a record player though, because the record player like doesn't play it well. It's like skips on a certain song.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Are you gonna dress up for Halloween?
Am I going to dress up for Halloween?
Are
Nah,
you gonna dress up?
I might get a mask or something, but I'm probably just gonna just be a chaperone for my daughter.
Well, like for work?
Yeah, because I mean I work that day, and I'm just gonna after work when they go trick or treat, I'm just gonna chaperone them.
But I mean, at work, are you gonna dress up?
Oh no, no, I'll be back in the I'll be back in the deli. I ain't gonna.
Bro, if you're like Jason, that'd be the best. With the smock,
Right. Oh, right.
all you need is the
I'm usually
mask.
I'm usually stocking most of the day, so
I'm just saying, like, if when you walk on the floor, just wear the mask. That'd be
yeah.
hilarious. Nah, that's up to you though. That'd be funny though. If like, because with the
What?
smock, dude, you look like a fucking like a butcher.
Right? That'd be sick. Okay, it's Urban Noise remixes.
Like you would only play it. You would only need to wear the smock, bro. Like wear it out. Like that's like
Yeah,
your costume. The smock,
yeah.
it's half your costume.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like they would if they feel like it's too I don't know too much, they might not want you to. I don't know. Something could be too scary. I don't know. It's like that big thing we had in the store. That one lady that went viral when she was freaking trying to put the spiritual hymns on that big
Oh yeah,
Angel of Death thing.
yeah. Remember, I saw that.
Yeah. It's like a mashup, but more like original.
Should I just keep on chasing havens? Should I just keep on chasing havens? Should I even if it leads nowhere?
summer, rock representer. Summer the winner. Dead or alive. 24/7, 365. One CD or 360 pies. What's up to E and Kurt? Welcome home to Taj. The no amount of money ruin this thing of ours. We run streets like drunks run street lights. We colliding with life as we speak. We knee deep in coke, we keep deep in ice. We flood streets with dope, we keep weed to smoke. We all fish, better teach your folk. Give him money to eat, the next week he's broke. Cause when you sleep, he's reaching for your throat. Word on the street, you reap what you sow. Not out of fear, but love for the game. Rock family first, we never change, man. I'm still fucking with crime, cause crime pays. Out hustling, same clothes for days. I never change, I'm too stuck in my ways. I never change. I'm still fucking with crime, cause crime pays. Out hustling, same clothes for days. I never change, I'm too stuck in my ways. I never change. What's up to my Miami and St. Thomas connects? I never mention your name, I promise respect. Death before dishonor, correct? Yup, that's what you promised me. Since the bomber league, along with if we stay strong, we can get paper longer than Pippin's
I said that's the first time I ever heard like a matchup, and I was like, I love Adele, and I was like, oh, this is dope. But I know it's from the Blueprint album.
Where my dogs at? Where my soldiers at war?
What song is this? What song
Never
is this?
changed from the Blueprint album.
Had to fall back. Knocked a nigga off his feet, but I crawled back. Had A1 credit, got more crack. From the first to the fifth, gave it all back. If I'm not a hustler, what you call that? This is before rap, this is all fact. I never change. I'm still fucking with crime, cause crime pays. Out hustling, same clothes for days. I never change, I'm too stuck in my ways. I never change. I'm still fucking with crime, cause crime pays. I never change. Out hustling, same clothes for days. Come on. I never change, I'm too stuck in my ways. I never change. The streets robbed me, wasn't educated probably. Well, fuck y'all, I needed money for a Atari. Was so young, my big sis still playing with Barbie.
Love it.
Young brother, big city, 8 million stories. Old heads taught me, youngin', walk softly, carry a big clip. That'll get niggas off me. Keep coke and coffee. Keep money smelling mouthy. Chains is cool a cop, but more important is lawyer fees. That's how it is now. That's how it always be. I never change. This is always me. From the womb to the tomb. From now to my doom. Drink army from one cup. Pass it around the room. That's the ritual. Big Ran, I ain't forget you, fool. And all that bullshit you trying to get through. This is crew love. Move music or move drugs. Rival crews, get your black suits up. I never change. I'm still fucking with crime, cause crime pays. Come on. Out hustling, same clothes for days. I never change, I'm too stuck in my ways. I never change. I'm still fucking with crime, cause crime pays. Out hustling, same clothes for days. Come on. I never change, I'm too stuck in my ways. I never change. Every day. Who you know like
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, man. These matchups are wild.
Yeah, right? Very creative, though.
I don't understand them.
Like it.
Some of these
Yeah,
people,
very
man,
creative.
they have really good fucking skills to like put them together.
Yeah.
Tempos and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Give them credit to like DJs when they do that shit live and get the people going. You know. That was when I went to a wedding with my lady, somebody, it's like one of their friends from a nail shop. And the DJ had this, he had sets, but he got into this one set where he had like, it was like the old school soul shit that like my parents and them grew up on, but it was mixed with house beats and that shit. Like he had everybody, he had all ages in there fucking jamming to that shit. And that was like, I think that was like his best set of the night. And then of course, then Then he lost the crowd when he started playing all the gangster shit. He started playing Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. All the old people sat down. It was getting late though. It was like a lot of younger people were like still left. But like when he played that set though with the old school soul with the house set with the house beats in the back, that was like I wish I would have kind of like, yo, is this like a playlist? Where can I find this at? But he killed it. That was a cool mashup that he was doing that night. I was like, that was dope. Yeah,
Damn.
because we were sitting with an old couple, and then they got up and they started dancing, and like because they couldn't even deny it. It's just something about those two when he did it right. It went together really good. I was like, that was
Oh
dope.
man, I wish I felt good for that DJ.
Yeah, right. Shit was dope, and that's like I said, that's like a hard thing to do when you're doing it on the spot, because you got a crowd. The crowd can make you or break you if nobody's feeling that shit. Everybody just sitting there like, what the fuck is he playing today? Till you play something that's everybody knows. They play cha cha slide or some shit, or but to do that and like I'm pretty sure he must have did it before and he worked because it was like it was nice. That was good. I was like that. I was like, damn. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so good. My mom just she came by. I think I told you. She gave me some like Rick James vinyl. And and it's some fucked up shit, man. Like the vinyl, like some of the shit that he says on it, it's funny.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. Like Rick James up until now with the Griselda was the most famous person from Buffalo.
Really?
Buffalo, New York, but all the guys from Griselda are from Buffalo, New York.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's cool. West Side Gun, he puts on for Rick James. He was like, yeah, dude, from fucking Buffalo. Like we fucking, we hold celebrations for that dude. I was like, that's dope. And now, now they got a slew of like those guys from Buffalo. Like, what I'm saying? It's crazy when people from New York to explain the Buffalo area. It's like weird. It's almost like it's New York, but then it's not. But it is. It's crazy. It's like they own entity up there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's pretty dope. So the fact that they're like they're doing it right now is like kudos to them. Like everybody gets their time eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, eventually they will.
Yeah. Especially if they keep at it. These guys are good. I'm excited. Next week. I get to go to see Wu-Tang and Nas.
Where at?
Las Vegas at the MGM.
Oh, cool. What day?
Yeah. Saturday. Actually, my official anniversary at work is the 21st, and now it's a Saturday. I'll be there. Damn. Even though they celebrated it last month, but it's actually next Saturday. But I bought the tickets in like March when they expanded their tour.
Nice, man.
And then me and my lady, that's like she's like Wu-Tang. She's already seen them like twice, I think. It's like, oh, Wu-Tang is going to be in Vegas, and I was like, I think I had a little bit of change left over from the bonus. I was like, oh, get 2 tickets now.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I remember Bashi and Justin, they went when they came down here to Petco. And I think it was them and Busta Rhymes.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, I never seen them. There's a few artists I want to see.
Justin
Hopefully
and Majors?
I can. Yep. Yeah. So I'll be able to get to see another one of my greats, Nas and the Wu. Somebody was like, I don't even know any songs from the Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, what?
Who said that?
Well, you got to know. It's one girl. She was like, I don't, because she probably don't even listen to them.
She's young,
but she knows like
young.
No, she's in her mid-30s. But if she doesn't know Wu-Tang, then she at least knows Method Man, who's a part of Wu-Tang. But she probably didn't know that. But she was like, I'm pretty sure you heard Method Man song. She's like, oh yeah.
I was trying to explain to someone young recently who Old Dirty Bastard was. And that was my first thing was like, Wu-Tang Clan, like, nah. I was like, well, and then one of the things that got them was the Shimmy Shimmy Ya Shimmy Ya. They knew that song.
Oh yeah.
That was a song. I was like, yeah, that's Old Dirty Bastard. Because I even played that. I even told them about like the Hey Dirty, maybe I got your money, don't you worry.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that one. And I was like, okay, interesting. But it's one of those things where you gotta have tolerance now. Even though it's like it's for us, it's like normal. But
Mm.
You gotta have tolerance for these kids because they don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah.
They have
Some
no
of
one
them
to put
are
them
some of them
on.
are some of them are researching, but I mean they're doing it on their own. But there should be like kind of a just straight education channel for like because I'm starting to hear a lot more songs where they're just sampling the shit that was our generation shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not even really sampling it; they're just doing the song over again.
Well, one thing that happened recently is there's this new Nicki Minaj, one of the latest Nicki Minaj songs. She's sampling that Rick James.
Oh, Super Freak.
Right. You know that song? You know that song. Someone I heard
Yeah,
someone
but
else, I
a
said,
lot of people have sampled that.
but I'm talking about right. Listen, this is my point. Someone had told me that works with us said, "Oh man, that new Nicki Minaj song is so good." You know, they sample that MC Hammer song, and I'm going,
Oh no, yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it, but that's not the original,
Because they only go back so far.
right?
To them, that's that MC Hammer's
Someone
old
needs to
school.
teach them, man. Someone needs to
Yeah,
teach them. It's
but
us.
there's your old
We
school.
have to
There's an old
teach them,
school before your old school. Yeah,
Mr. Hill. We have to teach the youth.
you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's Rick James,
right. That's where it came from.
not
Yeah,
MC Hammer. MC Hammer took from Rick James.
yeah. A lot of those late '80s and early '90s big hits were sampled. But what made them so good is that they took these like soul funk samples and then they rapped over them. So I think that's why it hit so much harder. So now you're just taking something that was sampled and rapped over, and now you're just rapping it over again. So you're kind of diluting the sample. It's not as creative as it was when you know the whole whatever Dr. Dre sampling fucking what he sampled
It goes
Parliament and shit
deep.
like that.
I can show you
Yeah,
examples. It goes
yeah,
deep. It goes deep,
yeah.
and
Because
it's
all
like
the
you
old
lose the
school,
meaning.
there was no rap when they all those songs. They're not rap. Like when I just found out that the What My Name Is was a sample. It's like a 10-minute song. The guy's singing, and then the other half of the song, Jay-Z sampled the other part of it. It's two samples in one track. This guy did and it's from I don't know 1978 or something like that. And it's the same. The don't my name is that same pattern. Eminem just raps over it, which now it takes it to a whole nother level because there's when those guys are making those songs, there is no hip hop from 77 or 78 back to the 60s. Nobody's rapping. So I think that's why the samples they just are so good from Juicy to the only sample that I feel like was like pretty big that was rapped over was the Puff Daddy and Mace, just because it was kind of like
Which
can't
one?
nobody hold me down, can't nobody hold
Oh,
me down, because that beat is just hard. Even Ice Cube sample that beat. That beat is fucking hard. Yeah, the Ice Cube did the Check
well,
Yourself. I think
and that's a perfect example of what we're talking about. How someone reused a sample.
yeah, but of course it's two different. Ice Cube's West
But
Coast, and
but
he
but
kind of
that was a
had a different
huge
thing.
song.
Yeah, for
Huge song.
both people. Yeah, for both artists.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Which is
But
that
that's
Puffy
a
decided to
fucking hard
sample
ass
a
beat.
huge song that someone else
Yeah,
did it from someone else. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah. Because people were talking about how like the Corey LeRae girl and Busta Rhymes just did the Jay Z and Foxy Brown Ain't No. They didn't really change anything. They kind of just did the same thing they did. So that song kind of came and went. And it should have been probably bigger, but you guys did the same thing that Jay Z and Foxy Brown did. So it's kind of like, you gotta, if you're gonna sample something, you gotta be creative. That's why like my favorite sample of the last probably 6 years is this chick named Nicole Buss, and she takes the Cream sample, but she sings over it. Now I played that shit for Derek, and he's a big Wu fan. And he was like, "Yo, this is probably one of the best new samples I've heard in a long time." And like, it's cool because I messaged her on Instagram, and she like responds to, her fans and shit like that. And that song is fucking dope. And then she does a remix with Ghostface on it. And there's another remix with Rick Ross on it and stuff like that. But and it's cool because I just saw her like on a concert or something, and she actually got to meet the whole Wu-Tang Clan, and then I guess they did a song like in the studio and shit like that. But her song,
Really?
that song, you, that song is it's a dope ass song, bro. Just cause and her voice is I say her voice is kind of like she hits this tone where you just like there's pain in her voice. But just the way she floats on that shit, I like the version with no rappers on it. Honestly, it's sick, bro. It's one of the best. And then just the way the beat hits and the way she mixes it up, she sampled it right. If you're gonna do a sample, yeah, that's how you do it.
Nice, dude.
That's fucking how you do it. Yeah,
Hell
that's how
yeah.
you do it. Yeah, that's how you do it. My lady, she loves that song.
Damn.
Yeah, she loves that song. That song is dope. I'm gonna send it to you. It's called You. It's dope.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, and she's not even from America. Forgot where she's from. Because I downloaded her first album and she's whatever lunch. I want to say she's speaking Dutch. I'm not sure what she's speaking, but she's not even from the States. It's crazy. But it just goes to show how much influence like hip hop has on people around the world. Because you can tell she's a big Wu fan. Yeah. Yeah, even fucking SZA, her name is from the Wu-Tang Clan. Jizza RZA, she got her influence of her name from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Did she?
Yeah. That's why her name is spelled like that. Yeah. That's why her name is spelled like that.
Oh wow.
That's fucking dope. Yeah. That's dope. That's pretty sick. That's all dope.
Cool.
Hip hop, baby. My culture.
We'll have to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's getting late.
Get up and take the kid to school. But I'm off, so
thank you so much.
I got
for
family reunion this weekend, so we'll see how that goes.
What are you doing?
I have a family reunion this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of do them every other year, but yeah, we'll see.
Have fun. Be safe.
Yeah. When you work,
I work the next day. I work a Saturday, but you're not there Saturday.
Oh, you work Sunday?
I work Monday next after Saturday.
Oh, nice. I'll see you Monday then, my man.
See you Monday.
Yes, sir. Listen to that Drake album again. Let's catch them bars, dude.
Which one? Oh, the Drake.
Let's say Drake album again. Catch those bars.
Okay, let's do it. Thanks for the review.
I just fucking with you.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Have a good night.
You too.